no one is going to get this, no one's going to understand it. If we don't get this right, this is going to be the biggest flop we've ever done.
If you're in Amata on the 13th of January, come and see my new play, Bone to Pick.
Bone to Pick was first performed as a 20-minute scratch piece in January 2023 at Falmouth University. It was performed by Reuben Roper, James Holswell and Connor Brown as part of their theatre degree. It was a surreal black comedy and was praised for its slapstick humour, its avant-garde puppetry, its humorous writing,
Who dares disturb my slumber? I thought at first it was a gaggle of schoolgirls outside doing all the shouting, but then I see it's just you. I shan't be able...
and toe-tapping tunes.
If you find spleens, quite sinking stomachs, suggesting breaks and numbers, try not to get flummoxed. Brian, bacon, that sounds like a plan. Let's slip them into sausages and cook them for your nan.
After making successes in their 2023 show, Have You Seen John Davidson?, they founded their Cornish theatre company, Mirva Theatre, and soon enough plans got underway to revive and extend their 20-minute scratch into a full-length horror comedy musical, with a brand new original score and new characters. But before they can enjoy a stage performance, they'll have to start a tough rehearsal schedule and stage it in very little time.
So that's the timing. It's a ring, that kind of when the last sort of rise of it. I've actually realised that is something I need to work on, that transition. We'll have to fade that out. But that final, because when the show started as a scratch piece at university, we were trying desperately hard to put together a very serious horror play. I very much come from a horror background. I did scare acting in my sort of late teens. So I knew a lot about that sort of technique, and I was very interested in bringing that. And we tried making a very, very serious production about humanity, the circus of cruelty, the circus of fucking whatever, and it just wasn't very good. And our lecturer was very honest and said, I've seen this show 1,000 times. It's not as original as you think right now. And she pointed at us and went, you three are too funny to do straight horror. You've got to have some form of comedy. And I remember going home and being like, no, I don't want to do that. And we all went home in very bitchy moods. And we came back in the morning and I brought a big sort of case of props. And part of those props was a plastic skeleton that I bought for Halloween. It was this 5-foot plastic skeleton. And we just started making him talk. And we wrapped his head in a sheet. And I got in behind him and started moving his jaw and moving his hand. And we sat down in these chairs and just started improvising, and we watched it back and we were like, that's really funny actually, let's see if we can make something from that. And so we did, and we thought, no one is going to get this, no one's going to understand it, because it's surreal comedy. There's a very it's quite a niche in terms of our audience and people who are going to get it. And actually it went really well, people really got it. They thought it was a mix between Bottom and The Mighty Boosh and Labyrinth and a ton of other horrible histories, just all of these different sort of weird niches in comedy and horror sort of bunched together and made into this cake. It's a very chaotic, badly made cake. We had a bit of a year in the wilderness, as it's quite hard to go straight into theatre, straight out of uni. You know, you've got to get a job, you've got to get a house, you've got to pay rent. And we decided, actually, let's see if this thing's got legs as a full-length production. And we did, and it does. And we're doing it.
So I want to see you practice it. I'll take it today, or he could be like all over me or shagging my leg. And there's a bit in that where you say, I've just wrote on it, I really, really need to practice all alternative choreography. But if I'm doing blah 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 or and then I go, oh, and then it's
Yeah.
up and it's straight away. Because there's a reason, I don't know why I go from talking about the dog to then you going, oh, I know. My character is Lynette. She is a mix between Patsy, Cat Slater, your Cornish 50-year-old lady down the pub. She has a lot of opinions and she's a very confident lady who doesn't really know when she's overstayed her welcome, and I quite like that about her. So we did also at the same time as these guys did Bone to Pick, we did another scratch in that at university called This Time Tomorrow, and Lynette was created there, but she was such a classic character with so many layers that we brought her into this show.
Yeah, and then that's when that's when I'm like...
Yeah, so it's pretty much, we're gonna ride all through the night. Oh, we're gonna ride, we're gonna fight, we're gonna ride, we're gonna fight all through the
Brugus, he's a cute little baby. He's nervous. I want to say quiet, but he's not. Someone who is abused and has been through a lot of trauma, particularly I would say childhood trauma, because of the way he's portrayed. It's a very kind of young age. We don't really establish how old he is, but he doesn't appear to be very old. So I would say particularly childhood trauma and, you know, what people have gone through in their life and how that comes out. I won't lie, it's been crazy. We've all had very busy schedules, so we've been on a really kind of down to the wire timeline, but we've managed it really well, and actually, you know, the show is really well put together now. We're in a position where we all know our lines, we all know the scenes, so yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, he's sliding!
You boy!
What?
To your feet.
I'm so tired.
Rise! Don't touch me.
Melissa,
Tell me, how do your lips feel?
well, they feel a little bit
Chapped?
Did you just chat my lips?
I'm a wizard.
So if you had to describe the show in 3 words, what words would you use?
Scary, funny, filthy.
Oh, surprise.
Oh, I just had to see you, darling. I haven't been able to annoy anyone for 2 whole hours, and I thought I should pop in. I've just shaved my legs and I have awful news.
Hang on.
Oh, hello, stranger.
Oh, hi Mrs. Peach.
Oh, I told you, darling. Call me Lynette.
What's your favourite line?
Oh, there's too many. There keeps being more added as well. I think it's got to be knock knock. Who loves cock?
And what is the most difficult thing you have to do on stage?
Physically, I would say the pig's heart scene. Oh yeah, got it. This is the heart. It's wrapped up and protected now. There it is.
I remember the last thing you said to me. What you done? I've got a piss fetish.
Sorry. I'm trying to think what else. I've got a piss fetish.
The Full Legs piece is now a musical with a brand new score, which has been written from scratch by Reuben Roper, James Hoswell, Tash Duncanson and Connor Brown.
Don't you think, boy?
Eat it.
Scarecrow sits on the top of the hill, waiting to catch its prey. But the monster strikes, takes aim to kill, sending God's protector away.
Time is starting to run out, and the gap between the rehearsal periods and the performances is getting smaller and smaller. The team really have to crack down if they want to make opening night.
When I met you there the first time, you were crying.
those eyes that stared up. Oh, you were a shivering thing, you didn't have a soul. And when you see me there,
like we've got such little time left, and it's all been done against the clock. Like we've got a week left right now, and I actually don't know if we're going to make it in time.
a little bit of fun. We're gonna ride all through the night. Oh, we're gonna
Like for all we know, if we don't get this right, this is going to be the biggest flop we've ever done.
We're gonna ride all through the night. Oh, we're gonna ride all through the night.
The first venue for the production is the St Ives Art Club, a small venue first opened in 1890. The cast and crew must set up and prepare within a very small timescale.
We've got a set!
We see working cast.
We have working cast. Are his legs working now? I think his front ones aren't working anymore.
Isn't he well trained?
I was like, I can't see a thing. Did it look okay?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
You've
That's
had
alright because it's not
elements of like blue on you, and then a bit darker when you came here.
But
It still looked quite pretty.
It did look.
It's kind of like it's dreamy, and it's like the edges are dark, and the moment you get blue, you're more blue because you've got the.
You look gorgeous, darling.
Oh, thanks. What about now?
How have you managed that? That's brilliant. My little den. She's go under there. Comfy pillows, that's what I see. Out of the hole. That's what I see at all times through the show.
With the audience set to arrive within a few hours, there's little time for a final rehearsal.
This! How does that affect you, you daft bugger?
It's very annoying. Oh, is that annoying, is it?
Yes, it is!
And this, is that annoying?
Stop it!
Oh.
You and Yorick irritated me!
Oh, I've had enough of this already! No, Maria boy. You better not be keeping any secrets from me. No? You were going to go over there and not show me it, weren't you? Weren't you?
Talking about.
Oh, you're all the same, just like the rest. Come on, stop doodling, you fool. Let's see it. Closer, I don't have eyes, do I? Come on.
NGE. Shiplingthorpe.
Are you sure? Because it sure smells like the first one.
Shiplingthorpe, sit! Sit!
You do have a husband, remember?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk to you about that. You see, I only married Martin for the money, and he is 97 and all that, and...
That me and Lynette here taught you a little lesson in respect.
No, I'm fine.
When I met you there the first time, you were crying all night. And those eyes that stared up. Oh, you were a shivering thing, you didn't have a soul.
We're not ready for this. Not ready for me. Be a good boy, Brugus, eat it up now for your tea.
When you swallow it down, you'll be good enough for me.
stage is set and the audience have arrived. It's time to see if all the hard work has paid off.
Very stylish woman.
Oh, yeah. She's the
No one likes you.
Yorick, you're my friend, aren't you, Yorick?
I'm gonna kill you with a brick.
See, he likes me.
Don't look at it, he'll stop. What, Lynette? I don't know either. I'm just about getting sick and tired of you. One day we're just gonna stop talking to you.
Yeah.
Please don't leave me.
Doesn't want to play street shit. He thinks he's cool when he's not cool. Just don't look.
He's got an agreement with gravity.
I've got a bone to pick. With you.
With the audience thoroughly entertained, it's time to pack up and prepare for the next show. The venue for the next performance is the Polly in Falmouth. This venue is much larger than the previous one, which means more challenges for the dedicated technical team.
Careful.
I'm not a good counterweight, but I may counterweight.
Even the question of whether the acoustics will carry the voices of the cast or whether they need microphones needs to be addressed.
I'm not certain we need these mics.
You're like, really? Is it because I'm so loud?
For any of you, I think you're all capable of projecting this shit.
Oh, okay, that's better. I'd rather not have mine. We might go without mics. I'm happy to do either. It depends on the rest of the cast.
I just don't want there to be a disconnect, that's all. I'm worried that there's a disconnect between Yorick and the cast. Because Yorick's definitely going to need one.
It works fine in St. Ives, though.
People have said that there was a disconnect.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my worry. I don't want there to be a thing of them thinking about the technical aspects when they need to be thinking about the story.
Well,
That's
theatre shows have mics, that's the truth.
I know. It is. Let's see how this sounds.
This is generally you don't get mics in this size.
I know. I don't know enough about what's usually done in spaces of this size. So it really comes down to what looks good and sounds good now. Let's see how it sounds with them on. Just humour me, because I'm just really worried about a disconnect. I think it's going quite well. What about you? Yeah. Tash?
What? Any runs of stuff on stage, you can do knock knock into the scene, into Oh the Humanity. I can change.
Awesome, and you can just check how long it takes.
Because I can always get changed on
A bigger venue means a much larger audience capacity. They've almost sold out, and soon it's once again time to see what the audience think of the piece. audience are receiving the comedy well?
So how do you do the talking? You talk shit all day, but you keep me entertained.
Fan favourites are quickly established,
It's that bloody witch from next door! Cover me up! Cover me up! Cover me up! Cover me up! Fuck's sake!
Knock, knock, who loves cock?
Hello, Mrs. Peach.
Darling, I told you, call me Lynette.
and they're clapping away at the catchy music. And seemingly, in a blink of an eye, the show is over, and the cast can take their bows.
I honestly can't believe we did it. I cannot believe we pulled it off. We managed to do it with basically 3 weeks rehearsal, and we've got a show, and we did it. Oh my god, we actually did it.
And one final question. Where do you see the future of Mirva Theatre?
I see it going, I want to get this play, as far as I'm concerned, I want to get it to as many locations. Our first show was St Ives Art Club, and it went really, really well. But the thing it taught me is that it was a very different venue to the one that we're used to playing in. And it means this show is actually able to survive on multiple different types of stages. So I'd like to see it in open air theatre. I'd like to see it in pubs, in clubs, in all sorts of random locations.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it again. I'm really pleased that we did St Ives and it went well. And every time we do it, we just get a little bit better and a little bit more feeling our character.
I'm excited. We've got future venues lined up, which I'm sure you'll hear about at some point. But yeah, it's going to be fun.